feel like it's set up. He's thinking, alright? So Cheryl needs to.
In that case, I'll start. No, just keep talking and do everything there's, and don't listen to me if you don't want to. Now, 60 years ago, Pam and I were married in the Methodist Church, the old Methodist Church in Takapuna. Pam was rather pleased that we were some of the last ones married in that church because her parents went to that church, and a big percentage of the family, I think, were married in that old church. Pam and I, as you possibly know, went off to Dunedin, and there, to start off with, we lived in a little room above a shop, which was rather inadequate. Then my dear Pam here, who's always ahead of everything else, read a newspaper advertisement for a house. People were going overseas, they wanted house sitters and someone to look after the property. There was no address. So Patton went meticulously through the white pages and she found the phone number and the address. And she said, come on, put on your glad rags, let's get out. And we went out to this house. Now, out of 127 people, we were lucky enough to get that house. So that was a very happy situation. We could grow some cabbages and things at the back. But Pam noticed these wonderful roses growing in front. And Pam has always loved flowers, so she picked one and took it along to the local florist. And the florist said, I'll buy as many of those as ever you want. So she started a little florist business. Anyway, the years went by, and when I was a fifth-year student then, an old friend who was an old maid said that we could have her house on Stewart Island for a holiday. So Pam and I, we could afford the boat trip, but we didn't want to afford accommodation before that, so we jumped out on the road, hitchhiked down to Invercargill, and then over to Stewart Island. When we got to Stewart Island, we had to make some decisions. One decision was, will we continue on and do what some of our friends like Al and various ones here did, and get a boat trip to England and specialise, or would we go for family practice and family life? Now, family practice and family life won. So Pam said, well, if all you've got to do is your 5th year exams, and so this is time for me to get pregnant. So Stewart Island oysters and blue cod did the job.
That was me.
Anyway, there'd been no girl in our family for 3 generations, and of course when we had the baby, we had a little girl who we named Alison. I don't need to give you a great history of Alison. She speaks for herself. But she's been a wonderful daughter, a lovely daughter, and we appreciate very much, Alison, what have you done for us today in arranging all this. This was all Alison's brainchild, and she's arranged it all, and we appreciate it very much.
A slight correction. It's been a big team effort with lots
I know, I was going to say that.
and
I was going to say, ably assisted by Phil, Heather, and as Alison said, Linda, a big team of helpers. Well, Alison then, as you know, she had a lot of achievements in life, but she said her greatest achievement of all was when she was lucky enough to give birth to her first child, a little daughter, Jordan. Jordan, hands up. There it is. Jordan, and Alison said that was her greatest achievement. And then she had Elliot. So a little bit of time went by, and Pam found that she was expecting another baby. And this was our son. Graham. Graham, who's sitting behind me here. Now,
What fishing trip was he on?
what was he on?
What fishing
I
trip?
don't know. It might have been. Yeah, anyway, now just a minute. Graham was also a good athlete. Nobody knows too much about him, but he won his school championships. He won a number of triathlons, and he was a very good athlete too. Now Graham presented us with our first granddaughter, Alicia. And there she is. And Alicia has presented us with our first great-grandchild, Will, who is right here. And now she's in the process of giving us another. Well, then a little bit of time went by, and Pam found that another baby was being expected. And of course we thought, having had one boy, and our family's full of boys, we thought we were going to start on a football team now. But instead of that, along came a girl, Heather. There she goes. Heather. Now, a lot of you don't know much about Heather. Heather, you might say a good thing. Heather was also a very good athlete. Now, Heather was up on water skis at the age of 8, and then skiing became her future as far as sport was concerned. She represented New Zealand at the Grand Slam in Colorado, where she just missed the gold medal by a 500th of a second, and in future times she won a gold medal. And her life has been very much skiing and management. She's into management too at the same time. And so that is Heather. Now Heather delayed a little while, and at the age of 46 she decided to get pregnant. And her little boy is here, Joshua. Josh. There he is. Okay. So Pam thought that was the end of the family. 6 years went by. She said, I think I might be pregnant. I said, oh, no, I think you might be going through a change of life. She said, no, I'm not. Anyway, again, a little boy, and that was Philip. Now,
This holiday was fixed over
What fishing trip was that?
I'm still going. Now, just a minute. I must tell you about Phil. Phil, unfortunately, had a congenital abnormality, which meant that he had to have 3 quarters of his left lung removed. We were told that it was going to be a 5-hour operation, and he only had a 50-50 chance of survival. Well, fortunately, he did survive. We saw this little baby. Pam and I had the vigil every day, looking at this little baby with tubes hanging out of him and things going, and drips going into him. Anyway, finally, he did survive, and Pam had to cradle him in a cushion, on a pillow. She couldn't carry him apart from on a pillow. Well, Phil now is a triathlete. He went recently on a 90-mile bike ride. He gets up every morning and he runs, and we see him on the run, and he cycles, and he's a fantastic boy. Now, Phil was very fortunate that he married a lovely lady. Where is she? Now, just a minute. Yus is not a daughter-in-law, she's another daughter, because she is so close to us. And he's had 2 lovely children, Ataru and Tsunami, and they are here. Where are they? Oh, I think they are. Oh, there they are. So, I think I might be getting towards the end of the family, I might say. Well, the other thing, I must say, I was a very fortunate boy the day that I married my lovely Pamela. Pam has always had a wonderful smile and a lovely sunny personality, and that's been a big help to me in my life. Often when I'm a bit tired and a bit scratchy, there's this lovely girl with a big smile and a cup of tea in her hand. And we've been very lucky to have a wonderful life together. Okay. I think that's the family history.
I'm not going to speak for very long because there's lots of other things coming along. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody for coming today. It's so wonderful to see you. I'm sort of blown away by it all, really. It's a little bit too much. But I just wanted to say it's lovely to have my two sisters, Daphne in the corner and Shirley, who are my bridesmaids. Now Shirley's come quite a long way from Rotorua today, and I really appreciate the fact that she's made the effort because she hasn't been particularly well. And it's lovely to see Rosemary sitting next to her, and Beverly and Valda. And Rosemary's son, Alistair, lives in the Isle of Wight, and he rang us for our diamond wedding, which I thought was fabulous. And Robin, where are you, Robin and Ray? Robin and Ray, your lovely son Shane, he rang us from Boston this morning to wish us well, so that was really special, and we think a great deal of that. And just thank you all for coming, and I just love you all. And Alicia, it's lovely to see you, dear, and we're thinking about your next baby coming. It's not long now, and another addition to the family. So with those few words, just enjoy yourselves. Thank you.
Wait, how's it?